Hello guys, welcome to the channel. So in today's tutorial, I'm going to teach you HTML and CSS. We are going to apply everything that we'll be learning in this tutorial using this project. So this is a simple landing page with cool transition over it when you take your mouse on each of the menu items. So this tutorial is going to be very helpful whether you are a beginner or you are an advanced web developer. This tutorial is going to help you because it will show you how to organize your code and the naming convention when it has to do with styling your code. And this is going to be very essential so that in the long run you are not going to run into a lot of complications. So this tutorial is going to help you to stay organized, and it's going to narrow down things to the most essential when it has to do with building a project. And when I talk about building a project, I'm talking about building a project from scratch. So before we get into this tutorial, I want to give you a quick guide on what we'll be using in this tutorial. So we are going to start up by first of all creating a folder. Then after creating this folder, we are going to open this folder on VS Code. So immediately after that, we are going to create HTML and CSS files. After creating our HTML and CSS files, we are going to create an HTML element and open it on the browser so that you'll be sure that what you are doing is actually working. That is very important. And after that, we are going to link what we have created in HTML to our CSS and start applying some basic stylings. So in the course of this, you must have gathered a lot of knowledge. So we are now going to take that knowledge that you gathered from getting those individual components, then we are going to apply it to creating a nav bar. So now I'm going to uh, give you my recommendation on how to take this tutorial. Don't just sit down and consume everything. I would advise, if you are close to your system, just take up your system, and whatsoever I'm doing, you make sure that you are following along, because this is a practical course. But if you are not with your computer system, you can go through the course and make sure that you understand each and every detail. Now, don't leave any stone unturned. Make sure that whatsoever you do not understand, you can drop it on the comment below. I'll make sure that I attend to each and every comment. Each and every comment, I'm going to attend to each of them. So I'm going to answer all your questions. So I'll quickly demo this project again. I'm quickly going to demo this project again. Okay, so this is a quick demo of this project. So this project has a nav bar. So if I take my mouse over each of the menu item, I'm going to see a smooth transition. So here we have a PNG image with some text with different formats. So on the next page, you have a heading and three different cards. So, and each of these cards have a bunch of images. You can see that these images and these text are duplicated, but you can customize it to what you are looking for. That one is not really that of a problem. All right, in the next page, you have our sources, and all these yellow icons are icons the way they are. They are icons. So in the next page, you have two cards. Okay, four cards here. Now this project is very good because it has a very smooth appeal, and I think that is one of the things that clients really loves. Clients, they do love a site that is nice looking. So I have a bunch of text here. So you can actually replicate this project, use it as a portfolio project. If you wish, you can attribute it to me, or you can reformat the code and change it and do whatsoever you like. But my main goal for this tutorial is to make sure that you understand everything. So in this channel, I try to make sure that I simplify programming and make it very, very easy and very, very fun to follow along. So without wasting time, without further ado, let's get straight to my desktop. I'm going to show you what we have there. So on my desktop, first of all, we are going to start by creating a folder. And after creating this folder, we are going to open it in VS Code. Okay, so before we start up by creating a folder, I want to put everything in perspective. So according to the tutorial, I said that we are going to follow a guide. So the first thing we are going to do according to our guide is that we are going to create a folder. So without wasting time, let me take you to my desktop. So here on my desktop, I have VS Code here. So I'm going to create a folder. Let's go to new folder. You can call our folder anything, but let me call it website. Okay, so we said that after creating our folder, the next thing we are going to do is that we are going to open it on VS Code. So I can just quickly take this here, and we are going to have everything opened on VS Code. All right, so we are done with the first step. So still following our guide. So the next thing we have here is we are going to create an HTML and a CSS file. All right, so let's quickly do that without wasting time. Let's quickly go to um let's quickly go to our project here. So this our desktop, and we have here our code editor. So when you are using VS Code, let me increase the voice a bit. So when you are using VS Code, it's simple to create a file. So just come here. Now let me do that again. Come over to this side. You are going to see an icon with a plus by the side. Then when you take your mouse there, you are going to see open new file. You click on it. Now I'm making this beginner friendly for those that are using VS Code for the first time. So what you do is you quickly type index.html. So that is the first file, and that's how to create the second file. If you still remember, take your mouse here where you have new file, you click on it. Then our CSS file, we are going to call it styles.css. Now, if these things are looking strange to you, probably let me say that this is the first time that you are working with HTML and CSS, or probably this is the first time you are opening VS Code. I would really advise that you just follow along with the tutorial. And if you don't know how to install VS Code, I'm going to make a future video for that. So if you would love me to do a video on how to install VS Code, please drop it down in the comment section and I'm going to attend to that. So just go to your index. So please, to put us in perspective, let us see what we have next on our slide. So on our slide, we have create HTML and CSS file. So the next thing that we have here is to create an HTML element and open it on the browser. I don't actually know how much to emphasize this, guys. You need to open it on the browser. and be sure that what you are doing is actually working. So I think that is going to bring a lot of joy. You know, the first time that you are going to say, okay, let's just go to it. So let me quickly go to let's go to our code editor and do what we are supposed to do. Okay, so this is our code editor. Now, if you have watched till this point, I want to say congratulations because I'm going to show you a quick trick. Now, this is something that I wished I knew when I started programming. It's very simple. So, before you start typing, there are a bunch of things that you are going to need to type, but I'm going to show you a route that you are going to avoid typing those things. And what you do is you type exclamation mark and press enter. Now, immediately you type exclamation mark and press enter, it's going to give you what is called a boilerplate. Now, a boilerplate are the templates that you should have on your HTML code for everything to work. So, for instance, you have here your doc type HTML, and you have here your HTML with the language set to English. So you have your head tag here, where you have a lot of meta tags. We are using UTF-8 as the default, and the name that we are using, that is our viewport, is we are setting our contents to the width size of the window. Now, like, all these things won't really make sense initially, and I want to promise you that you don't need it for you to write a code that actually works. So what I want you to do is just forget about all these things and let's go straight to writing a code that is actually going to work. So according to our slide, what we have is to create our first element and open it on the browser. So everything that you'll be doing when you are working with your HTML code, some people say it's not a code, it's not a programming language, but whatsoever. When you are working with HTML, everything that you'll be typing is going to be in between this opening tag and closing tag. So I think it's worth doing some emphasis here. So your HTML, everything that you'll be writing is going to be in tags. So for instance, we are going to create our first element and we are going to use what is called a div tag. Div tag. So you see that. So you have the opening, which is just div, and we have the closing, which is also div, but it has a slash before that div. Now, the emphasis I'm making here is that whatsoever you want to see on your browser, you need to put it inside a tag. There are so many tags, so I'm not going to go to super detail. I'm not going to be very detailed on all the tags we have because there is a way to go around using a single tag and achieving everything that you want. So if you're on this channel, I promise you, you'll be learning a lot. I'm going to compress the so many years of experience I have and I'll be dishing it to you for free. So let's just say inside our div tag, let's type our first web, sorry for that, our first website. All right. So our first website, so I'm going to quickly open this on the browser. So there's a bunch of so many ways to open it on the browser, but I have an extension called um, Live Server. So if you want to follow along and you want to be able to open your code from here, just go to where you have extensions, then you can come here and type Live Server. So now you click on this first option here. So you have that showing me uninstall, which means that I already installed it. So for you, it is going to show you install. So just click on it and just wait for it to install. Then after that, you are good to go. So without wasting time, let's go back to our HTML. I'm going to just close this and right click on your screen and go down to where you have open with live server. Now, typically on your browser. So it's open here on my browser. So let me just quickly take you to my browser. So, and when you look at my browser, you have here our first website. So let me bring this close a bit. So now, if you have followed to this point, congratulations, you have your first website ready to go. So I'm so excited about this tutorial. So um, without wasting time, I'm going to look at what we have on our slide. So let's look at the next thing that we have on our slide. So what do we have on our slide here? We have a link, CSS file, and start styling. So we are not going to waste time. Let's go straight and link our CSS file and start styling. All right, so here we are. We are back to our code editor. All right, so for you to style, take note of this. This is div. So what you are going to do is you go to your CSS file, just type div, then open a curly bracket. So you can just type background color. So you have your background color. So what should we use as our background color? Let's use something that is going to stand out, and you are going to use it to impress your friends and say, I have a blue website. So you have a blue website. So then to change the text color, just type color. And you know what? What is going to be the color of your text? Can be anything, but for me, I'm going to choose Alice blue. I don't know what that means, but I'll choose it anyways. So let's go to our site, our beautiful site, and see what we have. But unfortunately, here we are, nothing is happening. Why? Because I have seen a lot of, let me say, I've encountered a lot of challenges just because of this single thing. Guys, always remember to link your CSS file to your HTML file. Always remember to do what? Link your CSS file to your HTML file. So let's go and do the linking. So here we are in our Visual Studio Code. So what you do is you go to index.html. Immediately after the title, you press on enter, type link. So you are going to see link here. So you press enter. Now, inside this your href, now this href stands for hyperreference. That is where you put the link to your CSS file. So you just type style.css. You don't just type you don't just type styles.css, but you are typing the name of your CSS file. Take note, I don't type styles.css because I choose to. I'm typing styles.css because look at this place. What is here? This is styles.css. All right, so I think this is a good time to go and look at our beautiful websites. And what do we have there? Boom, we have our first website. So you have the background to be blue, and you have your font color to be Alice blue or whatsoever. But to me, this is white. I don't know what you think. But congratulations, that is your first website. So in the next video, I'm going to show you how to build a navigation bar, that is a nav bar, and that is in the project we are using as a demo. It is actually let me open our test projects quickly. Now let me open our test project quickly. So in our text projects, let me make this a bit smaller. All right, you have the 100%. So in our text project, this is our text project. Everything you are seeing right from the top of the head of this image that I put here, everything that is here is the navigation bar. So as I said it earlier, that in the next video, we are going to take time and we are going to build our nav bar. Now, this is what I want to emphasize. Now, when you are starting a project, there are techniques and there are tactics on how to structure your code. It's not all about writing a code and the thing works. No, you are going to write it in such a way that when you come back to look at this code, the syntax will be appealing and it's going to be easy for you to follow, because each element that you are styling in your index.html has to have a name that is unique. And those are the things that you are going to see in the next video. So if this content is what you like, I would really appreciate that um, you subscribe to this YouTube channel so that you stay updated, because I'll be pushing a lot of contents and I'll be as frequent as possible. I'll be pushing a lot of contents ranging from programming, um, AI, web developments, and so many contents. And the main emphasis on this channel is that we try to make programming simple and fun and easy for anybody to follow. So if you have watched till this point, thanks for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel and like the video. And I would really love your comments. Your comment is going to go a long way to help me know what is actually working and what is not working. And I promise that subsequent videos will definitely be better than the previous videos. So thanks for watching. See you guys in the next video. Bye.